And the most recent blog which he wrote, What You Need to Know About the COVID-19 Vaccine, where Bill Gates has, defined it even, the world is creating this vaccine on a story.
Welcome to the OTech Talks podcast, where it's all about working on technologies. You will hear the latest tech information, and your host, Kashif Manzoor, brings together product overviews, how-tos, best practices, tips and tricks, and troubleshooting techniques.
Welcome to OTech Talks podcast. This is session number 70. And we will continue our session with the guest speakers. And today we have another guest speaker who's going to join us to present a new topic. If you're new to the show, Open Tech Talks is your weekly sandbox for technology insights, experimentation, and inspiration, with the primary objective of learning and sharing. The objective of all is doing is to share and learn from each other. And to achieve this, from last 60-70 sessions, I was doing myself number of sessions on ranging from technical topic to digital transformation topic. And now we have started inviting number of guest speakers. Actually, number of friends, colleagues have approached me, and I thought, let me start this part also. And then we will be going to have a lot of tech gurus, founders of startups, companies, CIOs, CFOs, CXOs to share their knowledge with us and their expertise. Now, before we will go to our topic of today and we will invite our guest speaker, I just wanted to, we all from last 2 months living in a new era, which is a new normal, whatever we call it. It's this COVID-19, and most of our working from homes. We all pray for the lives and the people and our friends, our colleagues have, countered number of challenges and who have lost their loved ones. I will pray for them. I will pray for all of them, which we can from here. With respect to COVID-19, I think I would suggest you the best source is WHO, no doubt. There is to get the more knowledge and information. And there's another source I have got a chance to read. That's basically gatesnotes.com. It's the blog from Bill Gates. And the most recent blog which he wrote, What You Need to Know About the COVID-19 Vaccine, where Bill Gates has, defined it even, the world is creating this vaccine on a historically fast timeline and all the options. What are the options available? How soon will a vaccine be ready even? He categorized with a very detailed chart. And it's not about availability. It's about that, how a vaccine can be delivered to 7 billion people. And then there are dozens of candidates in the pipeline. What type of vaccines are available? What is the progress on that? So this is, I like the whole the blog. And if you want to get information on that one, my suggestion is to go to gatesnotes.com and you will get this blog. And we'll also put in the show notes. And if you don't know that, then you can visit just otechtalks.tv. This session number 70 under the podcast menu, and you will get all the links to that one. And then there was another blog from, again, Bill Gates, that was written on April 24, the first modern pandemic short read. So where I think there was another topic, both it's a short and long read. It's around 24, I think, or 24 or 30 minutes session, where he described numbers which we are facing, or we're talking about from what governments need to do, how we can stop it, and then differences between among different countries, what we need to learn, and even on the Gates Foundation role, and then the innovation to beat the enemy, from treatments to vaccines and to even testing and then tracking, contact tracing basically. This is all and then the opening up. So he has given his own thoughts. That was a wonderful read, and I think whoever want to get more information on that one, he should read these two blogs. Our praise for all of us, and let's hope that we will get over quickly. And I think number of countries have started opening up the businesses, and we hope that we will be back soon. Now let's go back to our topic which we are going to invite. And I think before inviting our guest of today, let me give you another brief on our podcast. And if you are new to the podcast and you want to learn on the digital transformation, you are just a beginner, you want a playbook, start. We have covered almost 30 plus sessions on the digital transformation, starting from very basics to why it is required, how do you start, how to overcome the challenges, what is for me, what is architecture role, how business need to perform, where to start in organizations. All these topics are available. What you need to do as an first 100 days, how to do a digital maturity assessment, digital transformation expectation versus reality, and even what is going to happen with during this COVID-19 digital transformation acceleration. And if as you are quarantined and you're staying home, you can go and you can access there are 7 courses available on the digital transformation, which you're going to start today and you learn while you are at home. That is something on the digital transformation topics. And now we started inviting a number of guests, and during our last session, which was 69, we have invited a startup founder which was on the e-commerce platform, and he has shared his learning, his lessons, his failure with us. Today we have our guest speaker, Mir Sayed Hassan. Mir Sayed Hassan is an Oracle Ace Associate, is an Oracle DBA, and he's going to cover with us Oracle database multi-tenant architecture and tips based on speakers, basically based on his experience. And let's go to the show note. Let's to the show, and we'll invite our speaker. Welcome to OTech Talks podcast. Today, this is a special session because we have a guest with us, and we are going to talk to our guest, and we will ask him some questions, and he's going to present a very technical topic on the Oracle database multi-tenant architecture. That's very close to me, and being started career in Oracle database, I always go back and love the topic. And as you are aware about our session, or if you're new to the podcast, Open Tech Talks is your weekly sandbox for technology insights, experimentation, and inspiration, with the primary objective of learning and sharing. So let's welcome our guest speaker today, who's going to talk and share his knowledge with us. And our guest speaker is Mir Sayed Hassan, who's going to join us on the remote session to share us. So Mir Sayed, hi Mir Sayed, this is Kashif. Thank you so much for joining with us. So can you, before starting our session, can you introduce yourself to our audience, or can you give some brief about yourself?
Hello everyone, very good evening to dear listeners. I would like to take this opportunity to thank OTechTalk.tv channels, and special thanks to Mr. Kashif Mansoor for organizing this podcast. Let me introduce myself. I'm Mir Said Hassan, an Oracle AC associate. I was born and brought up in Bangalore, India, and completed my the Bachelor of Engineering in Information Technology from the Oxford College of Engineering, Bangalore. I started my career as an Oracle DBA technology. Currently, I'm having a decade of an Oracle DBA experiences, and worked with the various IT organizations such as the Oracle Corporation's client with the Indian Software India Private Limited, and IDS System, McAfee. Now, currently, I'm working as a senior Oracle DBA at FANA Payment. I have done various Oracle certified professional versions such as the Oracle 9i, 10G, 11G, and 12C. Those all is OCP, and individual version I've done with the OCP. So this year on February 2020, I'm proud to announce among us the top 10 IT professional from India to receive the Oracle AC Associate Award from the Oracle Corporation USA. with the Oracle AC program. As you know, this award was chosen officially by an Oracle for my technical excellences and noteworthy contributions to the Oracle technical community. I maintain a prominent blog as www.mirsayyedhassan.com. That is nothing but my name itself as mirsaidhassan.com. So this blog involves sharing my immense knowledge based on the real-time experiences with the best practices for the enhancement in an Oracle DBA and the Oracle communities across the globe.
Thank you.
Whereas one more thing which I wanted to mention whereas this blog includes various topics such as the Oracle database installation, database creation, RMAN, that is what we use for the backup and recovery purpose, data pump we use for export and import operations, and data guard which is used for the primary, and ASM rack upgrade, and we used to upgrade from the lower version to higher version, and the flashback, Oracle Enterprise Manager, OGG, and various troubleshooting DB activities, and on a daily Aura error we used to solve on this. And almost I have written 150 plus articles on this Oracle DB technology in a different scenario. And every article posted here is tested and verified in my test environment by myself. And this is completely free for knowledge sharing in an Oracle technical communities. So those who are listening this podcast, request you to review my blog, where almost 50,000 users are accessing my blog for references on a daily DB activities. And also you can find me on Oracle OTN, that is Oracle Technology Network, and ODTUG, FeedSpot, Blogspot, and other Oracle technical community forums. Therefore, I conclude this a short overview of my career and experiences with the OTechTalk.tv channel.
Thank you so much, Mir Sayed. I think excellent. So just a quick couple of questions on this. So when you started writing your blog? How long?
I started writing a blog on 2017.
Very good, 2017. Okay. So is it helping you to learn, improve yourself, or what inspired you to keep writing it?
First, before I wanted to start this blog, I used to refer the various other blogs when we are working as a DBA, when we used to face some issues. So at that particular time, I thought, why can't I do it myself? Whatever I'm trying to resolve on my own, whatever I'm trying to make it, why can't you make it my own documentation? So that will be useful for myself, and also it will be useful for those who are new to this DBA technologies, and it is one of the best way of sharing the knowledge.
Right. Thank you so much, Mir Sayed, for sharing. Now, I think let's go to our today's topic, which is Oracle Database Multitenant Architecture. So now stage is with you. Feel free to present your topic to our listener so that they can get benefit out of this topic. And then we will go a couple of more questions at the end of the session that, okay, if a new career joiner or if a new from a college graduate, if you want to start the career in technology and especially in Oracle, what he need to do, or maybe he need to. So we will talk later on. So
okay,
over to you for the multi-tenant database topic.
Okay, the topic I'm going to discuss is an Oracle database multi-tenant architecture for the CDB and PDBs. So before I proceed further, so I just wanted to share some of the scenarios. So let us first consider as one of the scenario as where we have 10 databases, or we have more databases that are required to get upgrade, or we need to apply the patches, or we need to clone the database. So in that scenario, how would you do it? So whereas in the previous version of the Oracle 12c, so we used to perform on every individual databases, right? Yes, of course, right. It is every individual databases. So because of the time consuming, and also every databases we need to apply, and there is a lot of DBA efforts came into picture. So to overcome this, we have that the Oracle multi-tenant architecture is one of the scenario. So the other scenario which I wanted to discuss is, as we know very well about the previous version of the Oracle database, which is of 9i, 10g, and 11g.
Right.
So every database has its own the component as an Oracle instance and Oracle database. So whereas in Oracle instance, again, it is comprises of the memory structure and background process for each and every individual databases. But I don't want to go deep onto this particular memory structure and the background process of the architecture of the Oracle database as a base fundamental. So we were almost aware of it. So in this case, what we have, what I wanted to mention is, every individual databases, as you consider as a pre-version of the Oracle 12c. So example, if it is a 11G or if it is a 10G. So if you have one of the database as the warehouse database, or if you have
Right.
another database as a HR database.
Right.
So in this particular database, each and every databases will be shared, will not be shared here. The memory structure and the background process will not be shared. It is for an individual for own the database itself, right?
Right.
So
Right.
to overcome these solutions, that's where the Oracle 12c multi-tenant features came into picture. And this is one of the biggest change in an Oracle database architecture, since it is an Oracle 9i or 10G or 11G.
Right.
So the Oracle multi-tenant architecture is the one which is used to support the cloud infrastructure. And as you know, the cloud infrastructure came into picture on the Oracle 12c, which is a multi-tenant architecture, and also the consolidation strategy. So when I say here as a consolidation strategy, the consolidation strategy, it means what? It is nothing but as in whatever the exceptional of a database users or bring all their heterogeneous data environment into a single platform. So when I say it is a consolidation, again, the consolidations does not ensure the efficient consumptions of resources, but it is also the cost-effective manner. So
Right.
where we are going to have the lot of the cost-effective model on the multi-tenant architecture. So let me overview of the multi-tenant architectures. As so far, what we have seen is we have seen that how the 11G and how the previous version of the 12C came into picture, and what is the benefit of the Oracle 12C multi-tenant architecture. Now I'm going to go with the multi-tenant architectures. So multi-tenant architectures is a single container. Yeah? We have the CDB. We call it as CDB. That is as a container database.
Right.
So in this
Container
container database, to shelter the multiple other container, that is as a pluggable databases. So when I say it is a multiple pluggable databases, what does it mean? So in a one particular container database where we can have the multiple pluggable databases here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So this is the main the advantages of the container database. And it's worth mentioning into pluggable database is fully compatible with the non-CDB. It acts as a completely as a non-CDB. So then again, there's one more concept which I wanted to explore here is as multi-tenant options that helps accomplish to the various operations. So various operations such as the high consolidation density. So when I say it is a high consolidation density, it means what? It is the shared memory and the background process, as I've discussed before. It is the multi-tenant architecture will be a shared memory and the background process. So the whatever the PDBs we have on under the container database, so it will be shared, and it is not individual for their the PDBs.
Okay, right.
So provisioning.
Provisioning
Yeah,
benefit.
Provisioning benefit is the unplugging from the one environmental to another environment. So where we can able to plug the one pluggable database and we can able to plug it to another the container database. And the patching and upgrading. Patching and upgrading, as I said, you don't need to patch the every individual the PDBs here. So if you patch the container database, so it will be applied all the pluggable databases under one container database. This is one of the best features here. And there is also a manage the databases into the different platforms.
Mm-hmm. So how it improves the DBA's administration? Is it ease the administration or is it increase the administration task?
So it is not going to increase the administration task here. It is going to reduce the administration task. So how and why? Because so as we know, we have seen the previous version of the Oracle 12c. So in case if I want to upgrade for one particular database, right? So I have
Right.
to, if you consider I have a 10 databases, so I need to upgrade for 10 databases for 10 individual times. So that is the 10 times I have to allocate the time and allocate my effort. But whereas in 12c it is not that. So if I'm upgrading to one container database, so your time consumption is reduced here. And also the major thing is in the Oracle 12c, which is a multi-tenant architecture, it they reduces the resources. So here the resources will be shared. That resources are memories, the memory and the background process.
Right. Right. Very good.
So the next, which I wanted to have the brief about the types of databases. So when I say it is a type of the databases, we have the container database. So that is the major the role of the container database is to perform the container level to reduce the management cost. And we have the seed database. Seed database is the default. The PDB databases when it acts as a template in our container database. So in case if I want to create any pluggable databases, so the seed databases will be used as a template to create the pluggable databases. So now what is the pluggable databases here? Pluggable databases is where the set of schemas or object or non-schema objects that can be plugged or unplugged to the container database and managed within the container at any many of the pluggable databases. So there are the major core components of the multi-tenant architecture. The core component of the multi-tenant architecture is CDB instance. So under the CDB instance, we have the root container and we have the seed. And also we have the multiple pluggable databases. So when I say it is a CDB instance, so what is the CDB instance does here? CDB instance is the container database instance that are completely similar to an instance into a non-CDBs. And it owns as the sys user of an instance. So in the previous version of the Oracle, and it is completely managed through an SP file. And whatever the parameters which we are going to change, which we are going to modify within the pluggable databases can be applied. So it is on the CDB instance. So when I say it is a CDB root is a very first container that gets created on the container database. And it has a default name of the CDB of a root. So whereas in the CDB root, which does not contain any table spaces that stores the user data here. So whereas in the root, and the root container is it's nothing but as a sys system. It contains the information, all the pluggable databases associated with it. So the next we have the seed container. When I say it is a seed container, as I told you before, seed is a default pluggable databases. So whereas in the seed, the user default pluggable databases, and it is in the form of a read-only format. So seed is completely onto a read-only format. So it is not in a read-write mode. And also you cannot able to drop the C databases. So it is a default because when we are trying to create the container database at the same time, the seeds gets created. So there is no permission where we can able to drop the C databases. Now we came into the pluggable databases. This is a major, the role of the DBA. You know, the DBA are more interested in it for the container data, for the pluggable databases. So what are the pluggable databases here? The reason for this pluggable database are the user creations. So that can hold the business related data. Like example, as I've mentioned you as a sales the database, right? And we have mentioned you as the Oracle warehouse database. So these are the two different databases, right? So which can be exist on one particular container database. Similarly, where we can have the 252 pluggable databases in one container database. That is the major, the most advantages on Oracle 12c multi-tenant architecture.
Right.
And there is also a concept of the unplugging and unplugging of the pluggable databases, as I've told you, where we can able to plug from the one pluggable databases and can be unplugged from one container databases and can be placed into the another container database easily. So also there is a relocate of the pluggable databases can be also be occurred here. Refreshing of the pluggable databases can also be done, as refreshing is nothing but as we are trying to clone. So when you consider we have to clone one pluggable databases on same container database, can we do it? Yes, of course we can do it by using the concept of refreshable pluggable databases. And finally, just wanted to share you some of the common entities between the CDB and PDBs. So when I say it is a CDBs, I've told you as a background process, and the read log files and the memory structures, control files, Oracle metadata, temporary table space, and undo table space. These are the common entities which is going to be shared on the container database. So what are the common entities which is going to be shared on the pluggable databases? So those common entities are a table space for the applications table and indexes, and the local temporary table spaces which is going to be shared on the pluggable databases, and the local users and the local roles and local metadata which is specific for their applications, and the pluggable databases which can be managed on their particular resources in the common entities of the pluggable databases. So what I can conclude onto this particular small overview of the multi-talent architecture is, so this multi-talent architecture is one of the biggest recent changes in an Oracle database. And the explanations what we have given is the explanation should help us in taking up to the first level into the new journey of the container and the pluggable databases. So any questions you can ask me here.
Thank you so much, Mir Sayed. I think that was a very excellent, overview on that one. And then if we summarize it, it gives you isolation and agility with the economies of scale, with the architecture of multi-tenant architecture. It's self-contained PDP for each application. Application runs unchanged. Cloning is very, easily very good, excellent overview to all the audience and listener. And I think it helps from architectural point of view, from a HA, I think backup point of view, or even shared memory, I think, and background processes from multiple applications can be on the same server. Excellent, very good.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
if someone want to a fresh college graduate, and if you wanted to learn on Oracle technologies, or you wanted to start a career as an IT, so being experienced in information technology and finally having a professional experience working on number of organizations, what you suggest them, what are your key takeaways that they should consider to embark their journey on the information technology, or maybe learning on Oracle technology?
First and firstmost, what I can say is those who are interested to learn onto the administration part or onto a development part of the on the Oracle technology. So it is of their own interest. It is not something like a force where okay, you just go and learn this, you will get a job, or you get the good response with the organizations or so and so. It is of main thing is main criteria for the self. The interest, that is what the main concern. So and of course the Oracle is one of the biggest organizations across the globe, and it has the lot of benefits, and which gives you a wide, and it's like an ocean for learning the different technologies under the platform of the Oracle. So that's the one which I would able to suggest for the newcomers or those who wants to keen to learn the Oracle technology.
Right. And have you also started your learning journey to autonomous database, or how you, or it's not just?
Yeah, yeah. Recently, I've started with the Oracle 18C, and now I'm trying to upgrade it to the Oracle autonomous database of the 19C and much more.
Very good, excellent. So thank you so much, Mir Sayed. And for our audience listener, if they want to reach to Mir Sayed Hassan, and his website name is mirsayedhassan.com, and I will put it in the show notes. And feel free to reach him for any help, any assistance required on Oracle database. I mean, he's an expert in his field, and as we can see and listen from his experience, which he's managing the production databases, And this is very important that when you are starting your career, when you get a hands-on experience, and after that you need to manage the production databases. And if you see, we are living in a COVID-19 or Corona, where all these IT guys or IT teams who are spending their days and nights managing the systems or the databases round the clock to make sure that each and every technology is available for even our kids learning, even for healthcare workers, for even running the government. I think that's the great work everyone is doing behind the scene, which is not known to the people. Uh, that's what we can give them the ex- ex- tribute or excellent work. That's what we can give back to the community. Thank you so much, Mir Sayed. Any concluding comments
Yeah, you're
for?
most welcome.
All right, all right.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Thank you so much. And you guys can reach me out any time. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the OTech Talks podcast, and be part of Tech Talks at otechtalks.tv. It's a turf to share ideas, insights, and innovations.